All right, last week we talked about the epidemic of older Americans falling and hurting themselves. What do we mean, older Americans? We're talking about our moms and dads, our aunts and our uncles. During Martino TV alone, 200 seniors will fall and get hurt. And again, we're talking about our mothers and our fathers and our aunts and our uncles. It doesn't have to happen. The house can be a safer place. And I got to tell you, after researching this, after meeting George Bentley from Bentley Baths, I did a little research. And George, we have to hear from this person, and then I'm going to ask you about this because this is incredible. They're called walk-in tubs.
In and out. I've always been afraid of slippery, of falling and breaking a hip or something. And when you in your older years, you need some protection. You really do. I have had 5 back surgeries. I have trouble with my feet and ankles, and it has made a world of difference.
And I couldn't do without my Bentley Walkin bathtub. You sort of have to let this soak in.
Okay, George Bentley is with us, the founder of Bentley Baths. Now, Bentley Baths, those baths you've seen there, the walk-in baths, because the research I did said that the most dangerous place in the house is the bathroom, and most accidents happen getting in and out of the tub.
Absolutely true.
And sometimes that tub is the only reason a person goes to a nursing home.
Well, that's exactly right, and that's what happened with my mom. We got to the point she couldn't bathe safely, and that's what drove her into the nursing home.
That's incredible. So that's how you got started.
That's exactly right.
And you're an attorney, I should mention. You got started because you were advocating.
I say nice things about you.
Okay, go ahead. So tell us about that.
Well, I had to help my dad. Yeah. That was actually my dad there, a little clip of him, and he wanted to stay at home. And what I learned when I started researching this is if we go into a nursing home, they are going to have bathing technologies no matter what our mobility issues are.
Yeah.
But most Americans right now want to stay in their home for the rest of their life. That was my dad. He said, I won't go into that nursing home like my wife did. So I had to help him make his home safe. So we're going to need help at some point, and it's going to be sooner or later.
I want to mention something. If someone told you you have to go into a nursing home because you have a set of stairs, a flight of stairs, and you can't do stairs, you would say, okay, I'm going to get a place with no stairs.
Right.
Or I'm going to get a lift. Okay.
Right, exactly.
Well, now, people say you can't stay home because you can't bathe yourself. That's ridiculous. And you have actually had people who were facing nursing homes. And because of your walk-in bath, what happened?
They modified their home. They made it safe. They're living there healthily and safely. We have a lady that's even several customers that are wheelchair bound. And it depends on your unique mobility issues. There are appliances out there that will make that bathroom safe for you.
So a walk-in tub is exactly what it sounds like. Explain the technology. What is it? A door? A leak-proof door?
Well, it's more complicated than it sounds like. And like Will Rogers said, it's not what we don't know that hurts us. It's what we know that ain't right that hurts us. And we think we know what bathrooms are and how they function. But really what we want to do is create a deep soaking environment with a door that permits easy entry. We don't have to climb over a threshold. Mm-hmm. We're also stable when we get in that environment. When people get to the point they don't think they can bathe in a bathtub anymore, they go to showers. Well, showers are actually more dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
So as you see here, this is Ms. Walker getting into her appliance. She's going to be completely stable in that when she sits down. She can't fall.
And it's a deep soaking environment, as you said, so she doesn't have to lay down.
Correct.
And she can fill it up quite high. And it's kind of like a hot tub with a door, but much more because, you have sanitary conditions. You don't have any jets to get clogged up. What else?
Well, this is the way we're all going to bathe in the future. Nobody's going to climb over a wall and lay down on the floor to take a bath.
There's no reason to.
Right. This is new technology in the United States. When we add medical hydrotherapy, you're seeing a process here.
Oh, that's
it truly is life-altering. For all these conditions that we refer to in the United States as degenerative or age-related, which is everything we deal with as we age, medical hydrotherapy will really help manage those issues and sometimes slow down the progression.
You brought up a good point. You shouldn't have to wait until you absolutely can't climb over a tub. There's nothing wrong with preparing to be in your home. prepare for it.
That's absolutely
and
right.
And sometimes when you're in your 50s or 60s, you can prepare for it easier because you have money coming in, more so than you may later on.
That's right. And you opened with this epidemic. Why do we have an epidemic? Because we wait until something happens before we realize that we're less stable and we have issues. People literally get to the point that they hurt themselves, like my mom, and then they realize, oh, wait a minute, maybe I'm not as stable as I used to be.
Okay, so walk-in baths, we may have said to people, yeah, they can see it, but why Bentley? Why Bentley, George Bentley?
Well, first of all, we're the nation's leading experts. I know every manufacturer. I've been to the factories. I know the resellers. Go on the Internet and Google walk-in bathtubs and back away from your computer. It's kind of like the Wild West out there. I liken it to the aluminum siding days when new technology is coming into the marketplace. We specialize in analyzing what each individual customer needs for their unique mobility issues. We then analyze what their health issues are. We have a nurse on staff. We're showing here we actually custom jet each appliance for the individual. We build it to their specifications, and then our nurse will go out and we'll work with them in our hydrotherapy program, and that's where we get these truly life-altering health benefits. We really consider ourselves more on the health side than the safety side at this point.
And as I mentioned before, because this is drained every time you use it, it's not like a hot tub. You don't have to worry about chemicals.
Yep.
You don't have to worry about the water because you just fill it up every time with new water. So it's not like a hot tub in that regard.
Well, we've actually trademarked what we call Bentley Medical Hydrotherapy, and this is so sanitary, medically appropriate. We don't have a single customer to date that their doctor won't prescribe it for them. And when their doctor prescribes it for them, then what we're saying is this really is a medically appropriate process for people.
And by the way, you have a special here. Any viewers who call get a free in-home assessment. Now, that's not just the bathroom. Explain what you do as an expert.
Well, we're certified aging-in-place specialists. We're not salespeople. Our consultants are advocates, and they're trained to go into the home and analyze what the risk factors are throughout the entire house and help you determine what you might be needing to do to help make that a little bit safer.
So if you have an elderly relative, a mom, a dad, an aunt, an uncle, a cousin, you can call to them too and help them with this free assessment. They'll get a full report on what should be done, little recommendations on what should be done in that home, not just the bathroom. Now, that's for the first 10 callers. They will get what for the first 10 callers?
Well, let me clarify. And I decided to do something really special.
Even more.
I did. I talked to our management team, and what we decided to do is anybody that calls in and says they heard about us on Martino TV, we will do that free assessment for them. But for the first 10, and only the first 10 who call in and say they heard us today, then we will actually put them into our medical hydrotherapy program. We will provide them the 12 weeks of nurse-supervised programming there and whatever equipment they need for their hydrotherapy process. That can range from $500 to $2,000 in value. We'll do that for free.
Wow. So they get a free in-home assessment, anyone. The first 10 callers to receive this will get, if they buy a tub, they'll get, in addition to the walk-in Bentley bath, they will get free hydrotherapy program and equipment.
And we can only do that for 10 people, but the assessment's a no-brainer. I mean, if you're just curious, you ought to call and find out
because there's no obligation. You're not going to try to sell them anything, and you are qualified and certified to do that.
Absolutely.
So you can call them, and it is 303-388-8887, Bentley Baths. And we have a break coming up. We have a lot more. Keep your calls coming. I'll try to get to your phone calls, 303-771-HELP. And you can ask about Bentley Baths if you would like, or about roofing, or anything you've heard on the show.